to Chiappa, and this is my friend Pedro.
Hi.
And today, Pedro is going to teach us a little bit more about Buddhism for our class. Okay. So, Pedro, were you born into your religion, or did you discover it on your own?
No, I was not born into my religion. I was actually born into Catholicism, and then I went to Bible-believing Christian, and then from there I started questioning Christianity and trying to seek further more about why we're doing the things that we were doing.
Yeah.
And then that's when I stumbled across first Hinduism, then Buddhism.
That's awesome. That brings me to my second question. Do you, with Hinduism, with Buddhism being, created by a Hindu, do you feel close to Hinduism as well as Buddhism, or not so much?
More through Hinduism, but I don't really practice Hinduism because there's a lot more of it's more of a religion based than Buddhism is, because Buddhism is more of a way of life.
Yeah.
And just comes natural to people, or to me as well. It's just second nature to be nice and positive and always have cheerful attitudes.
That's awesome. Okay, well, you basically just described how you would describe your religion. So it's basically just kind of like a spiritual way of life, of compassion and positive force.
I just heard a quote once, I forget who exactly made the quote, but he said that religion is for people that fear hell. Spirituality is for people that've been through hell and understand it.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel with Buddhism. I've been through my share of bad things in life, and finding Buddhism helped me through all those bad things in my life. And sadly, when I was into Christianity, the people that I thought were going to be helping me out weren't really helping.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, not helping part, but the way that you found it. Can you describe to me one of the most sacred religious ceremonies in Buddhism? Is there one? How do you perform it?
I haven't performed any. I've done more the Hindu parts of ceremonies, the colors.
Yeah.
I forget the traditional name for it, but I've done all the Hindu passages for the one deity Hanuman and the other one for Ganesh. So
cool! Awesome.
Because those are the two deities that I lean towards when I do focus on Hinduism.
Nice. So are you open to other religions?
Yeah. I actually went to the seminary school, and I went to the Center of Urban Theological Studies in Philadelphia, and I graduated with a degree in urban youth ministry.
That's awesome. My sister's going for a degree in youth ministry as well. Okay, so how do you practice while on the road? It's a way of life, so it kind of goes with you wherever. But we live a strange kind of lifestyle, so.
I try to find a quiet place somewhere and just meditate here and there. And I also, a book that helped me was Blue Jean Buddha, which is pretty much a book written by a Buddhist that lives in New York City that said, okay, we live a busy lifestyle in New York City, and you could be practicing your breaths and practicing your meditation by walking to go to work or on the train. You can take that train ride and focus on, clearing your mind. Even though you're in the busy craziness of life, you can still have that minute or that 2 minutes or whatever on the train ride to meditate.
That's awesome. I love how Buddhism really just it's the religion that you take with you and you make it your own. I love that. Okay, so some find the responsibilities of, creating your own happiness instead of, praying about it. Some people find that a little daunting. Did you ever find that?
No. Because there was another book that I read, the person quoted that you make your own destiny.
Yeah.
You don't let, they don't believe in your path or this. Like you create your own path. Like when you wake up in the morning, you choose if you want to wake up happy or wake up sad or depressed or whatever. And that right then and there, that waking moment deters what is going to happen the rest of your day. Like if you say, oh, today's going to be a bad day.
Then there it
Then
is.
naturally you threw that out and the universe is going to feed you back negativity.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have what I call, well, a lot of people call it a PMA, a positive mental attitude. And if you keep that throughout your day, you'll have a good day.
That's awesome. Okay, so between like all the elements of the eightfold path, which one do you think is the most difficult for you personally to follow?
I want to say forgiveness.
Forgiveness?
Yeah.
I think that's the one for all of us.
Because I also studied like astrology and stuff. And me being a Virgo, Virgos have a tendency to forgive per se, but not forget.
Yep.
And that's the one that I struggle with the most.
Yeah, understandable. Okay, so with reincarnation, I'm totally going to another path of religion, but with reincarnation, do you feel like you maybe could sense what your past life has been?
Sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange to like get into like the reincarnation subject because it also involves a whole bunch of other like things that I've done in my past that helped open up chapters and parts of me that I'm just like, okay, now, because I used to also practice Wicca, and I was also into Reiki and the whole holistic healing and all that as well, so that, I guess, opened up the doorway to help me realize, hey, okay, this is who I was in my past life and stuff.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Do you have any idea maybe what your next life is going to be? No. I don't think anyone really does.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like now, just after going through a bad breakup and going through a divorce and stuff, now I'm starting to reevaluate my life, and now I'm finding who I am as a person.
Yep.
And not reestablishing myself, but I'm finding, okay, this is the behavior that you should be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's cool, finding the path and, like not necessarily reinventing yourself, but just like, discovering yourself and being able to move forward into that. Okay, so when you're meditating, do you have a specific mantra you like to go with, or?
I do the normal Om Mani Padme Hum, which is what also I have it tattooed here.
Nice.
It's the best one because it just says all holiness is found in the feet of the lotus petal.
Yeah.
And if you ever seen a lotus petal, it just floats. It just goes where it wants. And it's at peace with everything around them.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah.
that's why I go towards that. And then I also, it's kind of weird, but I use a lot of bands. Like, there is a Hindu band called 108. There's another, like, they're a punk rock band. Then there's another band that's called Shelter. Then, like, I use music as well as a form of meditation because Hinduism also subculture the hardcore and punk scene, and I'm into like the whole punk and hardcore scene. And, so it helped with that as well.
That's awesome. So you have like all different pieces of the puzzle. It's really cool. Okay, so last question. What do you think is like the main philosophy of Buddhism? Like, do you think it's more so compassion or more so detachment, or do you think they all intertwine with each other?
I think they all intertwine with each other. Like, I think the main focus on, like, if you look and decipher the word Buddha, Buddha means enlightened one.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what they would be, is enlightened. Like, not say, oh, I'm Buddhist, but not go out every day and try to seek out new things and try to seek out knowledge. Like you have to be like a sponge, a dry sponge, and everything that you see and hear that's gonna uplift you and make you a more positive person, you soak it in.
That's awesome. That's so enlightening and just like such a great religion, such a great spiritual path. I thoroughly enjoy it. Thank you so much for doing this, Pedro. This has been awesome.